The heat of August signals the beginning of the tomato harvest. Canning factories fire up their equipment for another season. In Ohio, a small independent company prepares to compete, just as it's done for the last 86 years. Hirzel Canning was founded in 1923. Today, it's a small but strong family-run company.
We have 3 manufacturing plants here in Northwest Ohio, in Ottawa, Pemberville, and Northwood. Primarily, we pull all the tomatoes from Northwest Ohio. They're all from this area. They're local. And I think close to 50% of the crop is within 10 miles of one of those facilities. And we're very proud of that. I think to have this grower base that's local that we've worked with that are so close to these facilities, it really plays out in our quality of product that we put on the shelf.
Freshness is important for capturing nutrients of a product. In the case of our tomatoes, when they're picked, it's just a few hours before we actually get them into the plant to be processed.
That's a real key to preserving the freshness of the tomato. There's approximately 32 growers plus our own farms, and we raise a little bit on our farms as well. And these growers, many of them have been with us for a couple generations.
We were a long-time tomato grower with another factory in the area that decided they didn't need Ohio tomatoes anymore, and we sat out for a year and we kept making calls to Hirzel saying, how about taking us on as a new grower?
We have an evaluation system that we do with the growers, and it's based on the quality, tonnage, the acreage. It evaluates on-time deliveries, and then we're really focused on quality because it all starts with a good tomato.
Hirzel's offered us an opportunity, and we've moved forward from that point. We're growing about 120 acres of tomatoes. We hope to have 4,000 or more tons to deliver to the Hirzel Company this year.
Each of these tomatoes started its journey in a greenhouse. It's part of a careful plan to ensure quality and to control the harvest schedule.
Well, we had the plants raised for us in a local greenhouse. The seed was selected by a joint decision between us and the Hirzels as to which variety would maybe do the best on this soil and for the products that they wanted. And here we are the 25th of August, and we're harvesting a very nice crop.
Some variables, like weather, you can't control, but the Hirzels have a handle on just about everything else.
By the time we put it into product, we know pretty much the whole history of that tomato seed. It also helps us control the harvest schedule because it's very important that we have our harvest spread out through a 8 or 9 week period of time, and we have to control maturity dates and schedule out a harvest schedule that will accommodate our production.
When the trucks start rolling in, the action is non-stop.
I was lucky last night. I got home at midnight, but generally it's 15, 16-hour days pretty readily through this time of year for myself and a couple others that are pretty much running the plant here.
We'll look at the tomato, make a determination once the grade has been made of what products we're going to put it into. And then it will go through a multitude of unloading and cleaning processes. The better tomatoes, the highest quality that we think make good whole rounds or diced tomatoes, those will be peeled in the peelers, and the rest will go into what we call sauces, purees, crushed, ketchup, that kind of thing. There's one final inspection where the people will look at and make sure it's of our Dei Fratelli quality before we put it in the final container.
It only takes about 6 to 10 hours to get a Dei Fratelli tomato from a local farm and into the final container, and it doesn't share that container with any preservatives or additives. Hirzel sells their Dei Fratelli brand through retailers, like your local grocery. They also sell tomato products to schools and other institutional customers.
The industrial segment would be the third segment that we deal in, and mostly what we do down here would be we're actually creating an ingredient for other customers, a larger customer that would use it as a base ingredient or a supplemental ingredient for their products. And those are sold either in 55-gallon drums or 300-gallon totes, much like you see the barrels behind me here. Those are all filled with diced tomatoes, destined for a salsa maker.
Hirzel's is an Ohio company that can compete successfully. And success is the tide that raises all boats.
We'd like to stay in the tomato business. It allows us to be diversified, and in this atmosphere, diversification is a key part of making our operation successful.
Close relationships with local growers is a key part of Hirzel's success.
We'd like to have a continued partnership with these folks, and I think we're both going to be around. We have a pretty solid future. Many people have touched this business over the years, and I think we've had such a great reputation as a company and as people within our community. It's really our duty in our generation to continue to carry that forward.